Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. So, online, lately, I've been getting a lot of questions about texting. Alright, so, seems like there's a lot of strange, texting etiquette questions and stuff like that, but the main ones I'm getting are a lot of people are asking me why they're texting their friends and their friends are not texting them back. Alright, so here's the gist of it. They're wondering why they always have to text to their friends and their friends are never the first to text. Like they'll say, I'm texting my friend, but my friend will never text me first. Like if I text them, they'll text me back, but they'll never text me, they'll never hit me up. I always have to hit them up, right? So, okay, I've got kind of a philosophy about that. Now, the thing about your friends, you may be doing something, okay, here's one idea. Okay, guys, you may be doing something that's kind of irritating them. Alright, so if you're sending them 3 or 4 texts before they text you back, think about what you might be texting them. Alright, you may not realize it might be getting on their nerves. Are you sending a nagging type of text? Did you do this? Did you do that? What are you doing right now? That kind of thing. Are you sending a WYD text? Okay, if you send a text like that, or an HLY text, or HLW text, okay, or WYD text, or something like that, that kind of text, and you send texts like that, or just a generic texts, and it takes them a long time to text you back. Okay, those are kind of BS type texts, and it takes them a while to get back to you. Those are just kind of nonsense texts where people don't really want to text you back when you send a text like that. If I have people like that in my life, I usually end up ghosting or blocking them. Okay, because those are people I really don't know very well if they're sending texts like that. When people text me, I kind of I don't like when people send me texts like that. Okay, I've actually, I know people like that who send me texts like that, and I'll say, please don't ever send me a text like that again. I'll get down to business and say, I don't want a text like that again from you, okay? Just tell me what you want. And people are like, oh, you hate millennial texts. No, it's not like that, because I've had people in other age groups send me texts like that too. People, in their 50s send me texts like that. Please don't send me that kind of nonsense. If you're going to text me, ask me a question, or please just state what you want. And if you say, how are you doing, I'm going to assume you want something. That you're just testing the waters because you want something. You want to see if I'm in a good mood because you want to ask me for something. So please just tell me what you want. Okay, so I can say yes or no. I really I know that sounds really kind of like I don't trust people, but really I just don't trust people. So just say what you want. Don't come with the nonsense. Just come out and say what you want. And no 3-letter texts, right? So if you're texting people and saying stuff like that, just say what you want. So that's one reason they're not hitting you up, because they're afraid that you're gonna send them a WYD, or how are you doing, or something like that. That's just kind of you think it's okay, but they just think it's rude, or they just think it's silly, or they don't want to hear from you unless you said you want to go to the movies, or you want to get some pizza, or hey, so and so, blah blah blah. They want to hear some news from you, or they want to be invited somewhere, or they want to know if you want to go do something. They don't want to hear from you if it's a bunch of nonsense. Okay, so I really don't want to hear from people unless it's some real news, or if someone's hitting me up and I think they're going to ask me for something. I think you guys have seen my other videos, and I don't want anyone asking me for anything. So if I think someone's going to ask me for something, if it's one of those sketchy texts or something, I'm not going to answer it. Okay, so that's one reason. Okay, another reason, they could be trying to drop you as a friend. All right, so they're low effort. They're doing a low effort. So it may be they don't really want to be a completely committed friend. They're just answering you like they're answering to be polite, but they're not really into the friendship. Like they just want to be kind of like you're in a friend group. So they're kind of being friends with you to be in the friend group, but they don't want to really be a best friend. You know what I mean? Like they're being nice to you because they like you enough, but they don't really want to be close. So they're texting you back to be polite, but they're not really trying to be close to you. So they will text a reply to you, but they're not really trying to bring you in. So if you text to them and you say something to them that's a substantial text, they will text you back. Like you'll say, blah 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 at school tomorrow. Oh, thanks for telling me. Yeah, blah blah blah. The homework assignment. Blah blah blah. You know, they will text you about something like that. But if you just say hi, how are you doing? They're not going to text you back. Okay. If you text them about what's going on with the friend group and it's some kind of news, it's something they need to know, they will text you back about that. But if it's a what you doing or something, they're not with that nonsense. And they're not going to text you first and, you know, how you feeling or something like that. They aren't going to make any real investment. Because I have different friend groups, and there are people that we will be friends with each other if the other people are around, but other than that, we don't really have any investment in each other. It's not that we dislike each other, it's just that we don't have anything in common other than those other people. Okay, and we don't dislike each other, we just wouldn't hang around without them around, you know what I mean? So we aren't trying to be close to each other. It's you know, and there's sometimes I'm like, wow, that person doesn't want to hang out with me. Well, okay, you know, I'm not going to push it. So, and you know, there's probably other people where they're like, wow, Juliana doesn't like me. Well, there's just something about them where I thought they were too loud, or they're too pushy, or they're too needy, or I'm just like, yeah, their vibe is too needy. I don't like that. So there was just something about them that made me uncomfortable, you know. So I just got a weird feeling about it. So I just, you know, kind of backed up off them or whatever. So, you know, they liked me a lot more than I liked them. And they were just, you know, like part of the crowd of the friend group. So sometimes I feel that way about people. Sometimes they feel that way about me. Sometimes people like you more than you like them. It's just not an equal thing. So sometimes, I'm sorry to say, but if you're texting people and they're not texting you, if you're always texting them first and they never initiate and text you, they may really just not be super interested in your friendship. Okay, it's not that they dislike you per se, but they're not super interested in the friendship. Okay, it's not that you've done anything seriously wrong. It's you may have done a lot of things to irritate them, though, to be honest. I mean, you may have a lot of irritating habits, so they're not trying to draw super close to you. All right, and they may have tried to tell you. Okay, but they aren't trying to be super close to you, though. Okay. You know, it's for whatever reason that they don't feel like they can be close to you. It could be not super personal, but it just could be something. It could be a lot of little things that you do. Okay, they could have tried to tell you, and you wouldn't listen. Okay, it just could be some subtle thing. All right, some people are just ready to kind of pull away from you, and you're not picking up on it. Okay, it could be that. So if that's the case, what you need to do is you need to just draw closer to other people who they might text you first. Okay, some people are not initiative takers. All right, some people are just, if you feel like you are putting more effort into a friendship, you might even try asking them. All right, then they may feel like they can open up and tell you why they're not doing it. Okay? Or, they may deny they're doing it. They may deny they're doing it. Or I never noticed it was like that, or I'm sorry. Okay? They may deny they're doing it. I'm sorry to tell you, some people won't admit their behaviors. That's pretty messed up, but... Or they may start taking the initiative, or I'm sorry I didn't think about it, or I've just been so busy, or something like that. But they may be trying to drop you as a friend, and I'm sorry to say that's messed up, and I wish that people were more direct. But sometimes people feel like they can't come out and say something, like they tried to say something before and it just didn't work. They could be trying to ghost you. So, and I've actually advised people, if you've tried to talk to somebody before and they won't listen, then that's the way to do it, to just kind of let a friendship die off by not taking the initiative. I've actually advised people to do that before, when when you've tried to tell someone something and they're not listening. So I've actually had to ghost people when they're not listening to me, because you try to tell them. And so really think about it. Like, if somebody's really not texting you and you're always texting them and they're just kind of like, whatever, think about it. Have they tried to tell you something before? Okay, so if not, you might try directly asking them, have I done something to offend you? And they might be like, well, yeah, you make me kind of mad when you do blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Or when you text me this, that, or the other, I kind of like, it's annoying. If you text people certain things and they don't text you back, you need to take that as a hint. Okay, so, just saying. So, I don't know. You could try this. You could try not texting them at all and see if they text you. This one girl tried not texting her friend for a year. The friend didn't text her at all. I feel sorry for her, but that was the answer she needed. She said she did not text the friend for a year. The friend did not hit her up. We're talking not on social media or anything. She just did not hit her up at all. And I said, yeah, she was trying to drop you. So my philosophy was right. I mean, some people are just trying to let a friendship fall off. So that might be what's going on. And some people are just bad at that. Or they might show up at your door. I don't know. Some people are really bad at texting and stuff. But some people might be trying to let the friendship drop off. So just you can try to stop texting them, and try to hit up other friends. If that person doesn't value your friendship, you should be friends with someone else. Honestly, I mean, if you think someone doesn't like you. Because it just, if you don't want to confront the person and ask them why they're not texting you, just stop texting the person and go be friends with someone else. I mean, that's, and just stop texting that person, see what happens. Okay? Alright, well, this is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva, and you guys have a beautiful evening. I love you all. Bye-bye.